afternoon. This weekend we're off to Wolverhampton up in the Midlands to see the Albion play Wolves. But it made me think, what do you know culturally about Wolverhampton? Catley Moran? Not much more, apart from, of course, Slade, lovely Slade, one of the biggest British rock bands of the 1970s. Excellent, hard, crunching glam rock. And this album here, of course, first #1 album, big album, terrible design. What's on it? Well, Mama, We're All Crazy Now is on it. Goodbye to Jane's on it. And a whole bunch of other stuff. Looking good, guys. All members of the band still with us, which is always good to see from a group of that vintage. There's Dear Noddy Holder, drummer Don Powell. Don Powell used to come in a shop I used to work in, and one of the things he used to buy in that shop was super glue. And if you remember the Vic Reeves, Bob Mortimer, Slade at Home sketch series, wasn't there an episode where Don Powell accidentally glued everyone together with monster truck glue when he was doing his modelling? Rings true. And I think, was Don Powell played by Mark Williams from The Fast Show? I think he might have been. We used to see Mark Williams drinking down the pub around here. It did get me thinking, what other famous people have you seen drinking down the pub? Currently we see comedian Joe Wilkinson drinking down the pub around the corner, although my top trump gold star drinking down the pub spot is Keira Knightley, who was with her boyfriend, whose band, the Claxons, were playing The Great Escape at that time. So yeah, if you can beat seeing Keira Knightley down the pub, let us know in the comments. Bet you can't. Anyway, Slade, Wolverhampton's finest. What I would say though, the other reason I wanted to mention it, big selling album, lots of copies floating around second hand, and in fact I think I might have got this one out of a skip because it's pretty scratched and knackered. And when I first fished it out, it was very warped. It's still kind of warped. I managed to do a bit of work on it. Just going to see if it plays. Let's put Goodbye to Jane on. Ooh. Take a look at that. Ooh. Brief pause in the proceedings there because the record sounded so terrible. I managed to switch the phone off while I was trying to stop the record playing. But yeah, as you could see and hear, someone must have left it out in the sun for a while because it's got a nasty warp on it. Used to have a much worse one. And I was interested, because I don't know any good way of doing this, how do you get warps out your records? What I did with this, which is a terrible idea, was I held it over my gas hob, stuck the flame on. Once it started going droopy, I'd like smash it down on the floor, stick it between two hardback books, stand on the books, and hope that that fixed it. It's better than it was. It still sounds terrible. If you know a good way of fixing a warped record that doesn't necessarily involve risking setting your kitchen on fire and destroying the record in the process, then yeah, I'd love to know. But lads. Anyway, yes, like I say, Slade, Wolves' finest. We're off to Wolves at the weekend. No expectations. If I bumped into any of Slade, bonus. But then I say, bumped into Don Powell on a number of occasions. Yeah, what do you think of Slade? What do you think of glam rock? How do you get warps out your records? Let me know, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.